Hi, welcome to Kari Yoga. My name is Kari, and today I'm excited to share with you my headstand practice, sirsasana. I'm going to show you two different variations to do the headstand. One is my favorite, the other one is also fun to know because you can use it in a lot of different transitions in your yoga practice. So let's just get to it. Firstly, the muscles that you primarily will use to get upside down is the muscles from your neck to your shoulders. And those, I will show you a way to practice those, also your arms, because the way we're gonna get your legs up is by actually, of course, you're going to use your core muscles as well, and your thighs and your legs and a lot of muscles. But this muscle, when you're pressing away, that muscle is super good to practice before starting a more advanced headstand practice. So I'm going to show you that one first. It's called the dolphin. So firstly, you take your elbows and your hands around them so that you know that the distance from your elbows to your shoulders is straight down. We don't want to have them far away because the pressure is going to come from here or from here and up. So we wanted to have it direct and not to have energy get spoiled. We never want that. So taking your shoulder equally distance, you're going to fold your hands, pressing your outside of your hand down onto the mat. Okay, so this we're going to practice first. So just having your, it's the distance from, okay, starting here in tabletop, knees under your hips, pressing down, pressing your belly in and your wrists under your elbows. And then coming directly down from here, and then relaxing, pressing up, relaxing. So you're going to be aware, more aware of what you need to do once you get upside down. Okay? There's this muscle right here. And then tucking your toes. We're going to lean a bit further over your chin, over your hands, and then with your toes down, lifting up your heels and then pressing back. So it's kind of like a downward facing dog where you're tilting your hips up and then coming with your chin over to your hand and pushing back. Chin over to your hand, pushing back. So if it's easy to do this, maybe 20 or 30 of this once, without having your elbows pressing out, then you're strong enough to do a headstand. If it's very easy for you that your elbows is pressing out, if you have a different surface, for instance, you can also have like a strap, a yoga belt around so that it's not possible for you to make your elbows out. So that one, the dolphin, super handy to practice and to get that movement in. Pressing, yes. And now I'm going to show you the first. In Norwegian, we call it the clown headstand, but I just call it the triangle one. So on the mat here, making kind of a triangle, and your head is going to come on top, your hands is going to come here. What I see so often is that the hand, head, hand. That's not a triangle, very tiny triangle at least. And it's going to be so much harder for finding balance. So that's what we want to create. We want to create a good, stable foundation for balance. And by finding where your top of your head is going to come down, you use your hand and the bottom here of your hand, placing it between your eyebrows on your third eye, and then your middle finger, resting your hand down. The middle finger, where that finger is, that point right here, maybe it feels far behind, but that's the top of your head. That's where you want to feel your head pushing down on the mat. Okay? So your hands just straight down from your shoulders and the top of your head at a point farther away than is maybe natural for you. So I'm not pressing it right down. You see how small that will be? Very small triangle. Further away. Okay? Toes tucked in, and your elbows is not going to come out. They're going to go, just stay there. And not move your hands out. Straight down. Okay? And then lifting up your bum, moving your feet closer. And from here, maybe you feel a pressure in your head. That's very natural. Placing one knee, maybe also the next one, and staying here. So this is the first step. You're upside down now. You're doing a great job. You can stay here, breathing, feeling how it is to be upside down. Your feet down, knees down, your knuckles, making a fist with your hands, placing your forehead down, and breathing here, relaxing. This is a lot of pressure on your head, so you want the blood to come down back to your heart and not stay in your head. So if we come straight down to balasana, to child pose, we're allowing the blood to stay in the head, but we want to balance it out now. It's okay to go straight down into balasana, but it's nice for your body and for your head to take this pause here in between. Good. Okay, so you can also use a blanket. If you don't have a very thick mat, use a blanket to have under your head. Yeah, I like it when it's equal. It's not right. Equal now. Okay. The other one. Okay, let's do that one more time, by the way. We can do one more time. So triangle, hands, head, hands, head, pushing your feet closer. So you're almost upside down. You don't have to do the middle step here. You can go straight into headstand. Pressing your thighs together, finding a point to focus on. Good, breathing, pressing your belly in, and gently coming down. Breathing. Resting your head. You can also rest your head down on the block. So you maybe will feel some pressure in your upper back and along your spine. So having in your practice to strengthen the muscles around your spine is super good for everything, but also for this inversions, this upside down asanas. Good. When you're ready, we're going to practice the other sirsasana. It's a salamba sirsasana. It's a supported headstand, because some headstands is without hands. I'm not going to teach you those because those aren't in my practice. But we're going to do the one, it's kind of more like the yoga headstand. It's more normal if you see it in your yoga studios. It's a smaller triangle, but it's less pressure on your neck and your head because you're using more the elbows, pressing down, you're using more your arms. So here, it's the same. Shoulder width apart here, folding your hands. So trying to have the fold completely and not halfway because we don't want any injuries with your fingers. All the way in. Pressing down, thumbs up. For me at least, I do that. And don't fall into getting farther away. Stay here. And then top of your head again, down on the inside of your hands, and immediately press with your shoulders. Toes down, knees up, walk closer. So I always look at the edge of my mat or at this like block here laying there. Super nice to have a good focus with my gaze. Pressing here. So you can choose if you want one foot, the other foot, both feet. Staying here maybe. We're coming all the way up. You can also come directly up. Ooh, my head. You can also come directly up without bending your knees first. Taking your rest. Resting your head. Breathing. So it can also be a smart idea to be against a wall or a tree if you're outside. That's how I started, with a tree behind me. A park. Or with another person. And if you have another person helping you who is not a yoga teacher, ask that person to just hold on to one leg and not both of them. And maybe just to stand behind in case you fall back. And if you don't have a wall or a tree or a person, and if you fall back, you can either choose to roll down, so flattening your hands and roll down, or going into bridge. If a bridge and deep back bends is in your practice. If back bends is not in your practice, try to roll down instead. Yeah, I have fallen so many times. It's kind of comic. Yeah, so those are the main two headstand variations. Once you get up there, you can do different things with your legs. You can also remove your hands. You can lift yourself up so that your head is not on the ground. There's so much things that you can do. But that's like the more foundation to getting a good headstand practice. Now I'm going to show you a way of integrating the triangle headstand in a vinyasa practice. So there's two ways that I'm going to show you. One of them is from, if you're maybe in malasana, going into bakasana, and then into headstand. So malasana is where your is a bit more than hip width apart. Maybe your heels is up, maybe they're down. Your hands together inside of your knees, and pressing your palms together, chest proud, and look to the front. Breathing. It's super nice for both hips and chest, and to find focus. And then from here, you can walk your toes in, your hands right down, lifting up your heels, all the weight over to your hands, lifting up, look to the front, and leaning over into Bakasana crow pose. You can do this in different variations as well. So it's your elbows that is on the inside of your knees. Kakasana, crane pose, is where your knees is on the inside of your armpits, lifting up here. So here it's more advanced because your elbows is this time straight and pushing up. Ooh. And from here, I'm going to find my blanket again. From here, so we come from Malasana to Bakasana, and then you can put your head down and lift up. Ooh. And back, back up again. And lifting up, maybe behind, and up, switching hands, and behind. And remember always to breathe. That's what I also often witness in myself when I focus too much and I forget to breathe. But it's always easier when I breathe. Again, the other one is wide-legged forward folds. So there's different variations of that. But so you're staying wide-legged, your hands on the same line as your feet, shoulder width apart, and then resting your head down. So from here, maybe it's not accessible for you to have your head down. Maybe it will come, maybe it won't. Maybe it won't be in your practice. I'm just going to show you in case it is accessible for you. Placing your head down, your elbows up, lower down, and then lifting. And up again. And then you can come into malasana here as well. And then hands down, knees down, maybe a small balasana. Resting your hands by your side, relaxing your shoulders, head down. Okay, so that was a little tutorial, headstand, salamba, sirsasana, with variations and how you can enter it in a vinyasa practice. I hope you enjoyed, and if you want more of those tutorials, please comment it and what kind of tutorials you would like, and hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much.